And I'm JR Radcliffe. I run JR Presents, social media, filmography, videography, all types of stuff like that. I'm just trying to help people get out there in the world, people that are shy, people that don't know how to present themselves, kind of help them with that. And yeah, and at the same time build my catalog as well. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, again, I encourage if anyone else has questions, I'll just ask them to facilitate, but if you have one, feel free, just raise your hand. My first question is just for all of you, so it's very eclectic, everyone's different businesses. My question is just, how did you get into that? Like, entrepreneur and starting a business is, like, there's no real pathway for that, so I want to know how you got into that, and if you can just talk a bit about kind of how it started.
I don't know, I started probably about, I'd say like 20 years ago. Started off doing like little skits, comedy skits, this is before YouTube really blew up. So doing like little small funny skits with my buddy. And he had this like big old camera, big setup and everything like that. And then we just kept doing it, but then life got in the way, kids, all stuff like that, work, all that. And then COVID happened. And then when COVID happened, he kind of sold all his equipment, sold all his gear, and we couldn't do nothing. I couldn't do nothing. I was like, okay, well, I got to do something on my own here. And I bought my whole new setup that I got, and then I really wanted to focus more on my own vision on how I see the world and how I want people to see how I show the world off, I guess. And I want people to look cool. I really want people to show off what they're doing and kind of what they call like peacocking, where they're showing their bravado, they're showing what they're doing. So, like I work at a gym as well, so a lot of those guys are showing off, their skills and stuff like that. But then I want other people as well, rappers, restaurant owners, stuff like that, to show off what they do as well. And I want everyone to look cool while they're doing it. And one of the biggest inspirations, I guess, would be Virgil Abloh, where he's like, I said that wrong, but where he's like, just do it on your own, do everything on your own. Don't let the schools tell you how to do stuff. Like, you can't teach style, you can't teach culture, you can't teach someone how they see the world. You can't teach that. So that's something I'm really focusing on, is my own vision and other people's visions as well, but not trying to focus on, oh, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. It's like, no. So I just just wanted people to see things through my visions, through my world, and then help other people do the same thing as well. And yeah, just slowly just producing more and doing more. And I find what I do, to myself, of course, I find I do a lot better than everybody else and a lot faster than everybody else. So that kind of helps my advantage in what I'm doing. Because you have the people with the big cameras, big setups, big this and that, but then it takes them a month to produce quality, or it takes them a while to give out this, that. And then now in this new age, everything is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Well, we want it now, we want it now, we want it now. And you do something, you don't want to wait a month to get your content. You don't want to wait, 2 months, 2 weeks. Your show just happened yesterday. Well, you want a reel tomorrow, or you want something the next day, or you want your photos right away. You don't want to have to wait. Remember the old school with the photos? You have to yeah, you do that, right?
Kodak.
Yeah, Kodak and Polaroids. Yeah. Or you go take it into the stores,
Your film.
Yeah, film it, and you have to wait a week for it to get it back, and then someone else sees your pictures, whatever, right? No, you want to be able to have it the next day, or have it, a few days after, something like that, right? Yeah, so something like that. And then, so my thing is quick delivery, quick timing, more customization to what people want. So if they're like, hey, can you do it this way? I really want it this way. And what I've learned is a lot of people know what they don't want, and most people don't know what they do want. They see something, they're like, hey, I want it this way. Well, you gotta shoot it this way, you gotta shoot it that way. You can't just record something and then it's gonna end up being like this. You gotta know exactly what you want, the steps to it and whatever. And yeah, I just really find it, I like working with people, different people as well, so yeah. And I don't know, just kind of just keep pushing forward, yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. Do we have any other questions before we go to Havana? We'll go to you're next. We got someone else. You're after.
Hey, good afternoon. So I'd like to ask a question, and that question to any one of you, or all of you actually. How do you handle objections? people objecting to when your business is getting started, maybe they're telling you, you're not gonna do anything with that. And where do those objections come from? And lastly, how did you overcome those objections?
How I deal with rejection is, I don't know. I used to be a people pleaser, so I would always like try to find a way to work out the problem, or find a way to be like, oh, how can I make this better? How can I do this better for you? Now it's just more like, well, if we can't do it this way, let's do it another way. Let's figure out something, how we can still work together. And if that doesn't work out, then kind of save the person for another time, or figure out another time we can work together. But usually if it's a situation where it just doesn't work out at all, then just kind of block each other, just kind of don't talk to that person no more, don't deal with them no more. I've never had an incident where it's been like completely rejected. We've done the whole work and okay, well, let's scrap it all. Because I usually get paid before that, so it's usually, it's up to them what they want to do. But I've never really been fully rejected for work-wise. But just if I record something, they don't like it, then I try to figure out something for them. Let's try this, let's try that. And if they don't like none of those options, then we just don't work together for that project. But we'll find something in the future to do. So still people pleasing, I guess, but just on a different scale. Yeah, that's it.
That's what it's all about. Now, JR,
Yeah.
it's your turn. You're up to bat. So, differently from, ducking out from Broxton, I know all about that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So was it the kids that inspire you? Was it your youngsters that say, Dad, you need to step your game up? When it comes to how you shoot, how you bring out the zazz in the videos and photos and stuff like that?
Kind of both hand to hand. Because first it was for them. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to take this on full time and I got to make this like an actual job. So for them, it's like to feed them and do the stuff I need to do. Because they have their own phones, switches and Xbox, all that. So to provide all that, I got to make money. So in order to really be able to do that, I have to up the game in what I'm doing. So first is just take like regular pictures, regular videos. It's like, all right, that's cool. But then to really up it, I had to make sure the quality was there as well.
There you go. The kids are cruel as well, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
they are honest, brutally honest with you.
Oh, they were the first ones to like let me do like a photo shoot with them, and my daughter thinks she's this little diva, so she's, no, let's redo this one. My hair's not here, and that's what kind of helped me work with other people as well when them being picky, right? And my son's a bit of an asshole, so he like lets me know like I don't like it, and I'm like, you don't like it because you're just being, or you don't like it. He's like, no, I don't like the look of this, or I don't like the look of that, or I don't like the way you make my head look big, or I don't like the way this and that. I'm like, okay, so then I'll redo it, and then try to get his excitement, or try to get him to actually like it, or something like that, So yeah, they were really a big inspiration. They changed my life completely. But they were the big inspiration of it financially, and then in order to continue to do better, the quality has to be there, the workmanship, to be able to like work with people and be accessible and kind of like not be like this thug come in with like a bunch of smoked out, smelling like weeds and that. You have to be able to go into these offices and talk to people and be able to be presentable. So to fit into different rooms was my bigger thing, right? So to go from working with a guy doing pizza reviews on the streets to in the gym working with people and doing big events or doing small office jobs. This latest one I have is this first aid office thing there. So to work with them, I have to be presentable and have to be, be able to go into their world without, stepping out of mine. So yeah, but a lot of it is the quality, and a lot of it is just the workmanship, and to be able to fit in with the different types of people and stuff like that, right? So yeah.
Okay, perfect. And so now, because all time's winding down, I don't want you to go, but we need to keep you for a little bit longer. But what was you going to say? So, from left to right, from Gerard to Les, what is your end goal? And sorry, I'm hogging the mic. Anybody have more questions? There you go.
Yeah, I just have a question. Hello, everybody. Good to see you guys again. So you all spoke about how you grew up around here, and we were the only black kids in our schools, and that I know because I grew up in that environment as well. But I am interested to know, as I've turned 40 myself, and I'm saying 40, I'm not adding any other numbers. I look around and I realize that we are replacing some of the elders who used to fill roles, right? And so you say you didn't see very many black people in your schools, but I'm sure you had role models of some sort. And I'm just wondering if you guys can speak on some of those role models that you may have seen, the elders that you're replacing with your restaurants, like Irie Foods. You might come down, knock Irie Foods off their mantle, So and also with the comic books, that's new. So you probably wouldn't have had an elder to show you that, right? So I'm just curious if you can speak to that, like some of the elders, some of the role models around the city, and now that you've come up and you're the age of majority, how are you filling those roles to make sure that young people like the ones that are here in the audience have opportunity? Because I notice everybody's telling everyone to be an entrepreneur, but if everybody's an entrepreneur, who's gonna work for you, right? So we have to also appreciate that, being a laborer isn't necessarily a bad thing either. So yeah, go on and.
Okay. For me, selfishly, I would say myself. Just because taking selfie pictures, I'm like, well, how can I make this better? And how can I do this for someone else? But really, role model wise, I grew up in a small town. There wasn't really many people. There wasn't anybody really doing this out there. And then when I came out here, there was a lot of people doing it, but they weren't really role models, I guess. They were more, not even competition, just other people doing stuff like this. So I wouldn't say anybody around here, anybody like that, but more like Spike Lee, what's the other one? Little X, video directors, music video directors were the ones I kind of took stuff from. Because it's shorter forms than movies, so just watching little scenes that they would do and how they would make it. Like the movie Belly, the intro to that was crazy, so how they would do stuff like that. You see stuff in movies that you would I want to do something like that, So I'd get inspiration from that, and those would be my more role models. No one really local, I guess. You guys really would be the inspiration of the role models, or really that's about it. Because there's a lot of people that do videos here, a lot of people that do pictures, and I find a lot of them are, I don't want to say selfish, but they're I do what I do, you can never do what I do, which I feel the same way, but they're not looked at as role models, and you can't look at them as competition because everyone is doing their own thing, Because if he's doing a magazine, he's taking pictures, well, I'm not going to look at his photographer as competition, or look at the people that they do their stuff for as competition. I look at it as trying to do better than them, and then you want to look at it as a role model, I guess. But just out here, it's no one that I know, I guess. I'm still learning, so yeah.
So all of you started a business, all of you have worked a job, all of you some of you have families and kids to take care of as well. What do you have to give up in order to make the time to do those things that you were getting, the accomplishments that you were getting done? And I say this because I think about the youth and the amount of time they maybe spend watching TV or on their devices and things like that, and I know some of it's educational, but you do have to make some sacrifices in some way, right? And really focus on what you're doing to get that done. So can you maybe just paint a picture of what that's like and what kind of stuff you might have to give up, or you know what I mean?
For me, I would say time, sleep, and brain capacity. That's the thing really. Sometimes creative control is another thing too, that you have to sacrifice, because you may have an idea of what you want to do, and they don't know the process it takes to get to that, and they want it a certain way. So sometimes you have to compromise on that, which is really a big sacrifice, because you have to think about what you really want at the end of it. Yeah, but mostly just time from the kids. Mine are older now, so it's kind of different now. They don't want much to do with me, just feed me and that's it. Yeah, feed me and keep me entertained, that's it, so it's all good. But when they were younger, it made a big difference. Cause like I wanted to be there, and like their moms are not the best. So they're already trying to keep them from me, so I had to make the best of the time that I did. But at the same time, them keeping them from me the way they did helped me kind of master my craft and kind of helped me get better in what I was doing. So yeah, so even in the sacrifices, you gotta learn to you gotta learn to work those sacrifices to your benefit, you know? Form winds against a storm wind. So even when the wind's blowing, things are going crazy, you gotta learn how to adapt to that and learn how to make the sacrifices, not really a sacrifice and make it a part of what you're doing. Because if not, then you're gonna sacrifice everything that you have. Your whole life will be sacrificed for other people, pleasing other people if you're going to continue to do it that route, right? So you just gotta make it to your benefit. So everything I sacrificed has made it into what it is now, you know? So yeah, for me.
All right.